Okay, good afternoon. So we have solved two examples on the design of beam on the laterally supported beam. So today we will see the next example number 3 on the design of beam. So write down the example number 3 on the design of beam here. Okay, so write down a simply supported beam of span 5 meter carries a UDL of span 5 meter carries a UDL carries a UDL of carries a UDL of 40 kilonewton per meter 40 kilonewton per meter and and a central point load and a central point load central point load of 50 kilonewton. Full stop. A simply supported beam of span 5 meter carries a UDL of 40 kilonewton per meter and a central point load of 50 kilonewton. Full stop. The beam is is laterally unsupported. The beam is laterally unsupported. Full stop. Full stop. Design the section for shear and deflection design the section for shear and deflection. Full stop. Assume end bearing assume end bearing 75 mm. Assume end bearing 75 mm. See, a simply supported beam of span 5 meter carries a UDL of 40 kilonewton per meter and a central point load of 50 kilonewton. The beam is laterally unsupported. Design the section for shear and deflection. Assume end bearing 75 mm. See, so this is the beam is given. Actually, beam is uh, the total span of beam 5 meter is given, and this end bearing is a 75 mm is given each side. So now here, so we have to calculate the effective span of beam. Effective span. So total span of beam is 5 meter, and effective span means we have to minus these bearings. We have to minus these bearings. Or sometime what happened, they have given the width of wall and clear span is given sometime they have given, this is suppose 5 meter and wall thickness is given 230 mm. So in this case, so write down, please write down this also. This is the, I am giving example, another example I am giving this. This is the our actual. So total span is 5 meter. So 5 meter minus, we have to deduct this 2 into 0.75 or 0.075. We have to convert mm into, so 0.070. So how much meter is this? How much meter is this? 5 minus 2 into this 75 mm, 75 mm. So this is the your effective span by deducting the end bearings. Huh. How much? 75 mm, 75 means 150 mm we have to deduct. So if 150 we have to deduct, it means 4.850, correct? 150 mm जर डिडक्ट केलं, 75 mm, 75 mm, these are the end bearings. So total span given 5 meter, end bearing we have to deduct, this here written end bearing. Okay, so 4.850 meter is the effective span. And here in this case, suppose this case is given, it means clear span is given 5 meter. See, this is the clear span. See, write down this example in the तुमच्या नोटबुकच्या टॉप मध्ये समासावरती मध्ये लिहाय, ड्रॉ करा स्केच. क्लिअर स्पॅन दिला असेल 5 मीटर, वॉल थिकनेस दिली असेल, दिस इज द वॉल थिकनेस 230 mm, 230 mm, and if we have to calculate effective span, so at that time 5 meter plus 230 mm by 2 plus 230 mm by 2 means center to center, this is the effective span we have to calculate. In examination, you have to required, or you have to take effective span. So effective span, how to calculate for this condition? Clear span plus wall thickness by 2 plus wall thickness by 2 for this condition. And here, if total span is given and end bearings are given, so in the total span, 2 end bearings we have to deduct. So are you getting? These are the two possibilities for the effective span. पहिल्या 2 प्रॉब्लेम मध्ये डायरेक्ट इफेक्टिव्ह स्पॅन दिला होता. एक्झाम्पल नंबर 1 and example number 2. Directly they have given effective span. But here they have given span of beam, total span of beam. But we have to calculate effective span. So if end bearings are given, we have to deduct these end bearings and calculate effective span. If clear span is given and wall thickness are given, then clear span plus wall thickness by 2 plus wall thickness by 6. Actually, this is we have to take 0.230 because it is in mm. So in this case 230 by 2 म्हणजे किती येणार हे 5. I think 230 meter. Are you getting? Like this you have to calculate the effective span. Please draw this example and take this example and note down in your notebook. So okay, shall I erase this? This is our example. Okay. Okay, so effective span. Sonali has asked me one question. Effective span means center to center distance. Correct. Okay. Effective span is nothing but here center to center distance. But this is the condition in our now whatever example our problem statement is there. In this problem statement, the end bearings are given. So that end bearings we have to minus here. End bearings are given, that end bearings we have to minus here. And if the wall thickness is given and clear span is given, जर क्लिअर स्पॅन दिला असेल हा, दिस इज द क्लिअर स्पॅन, तर तुम्हाला काय करावं लागतं, त्या केसमध्ये याच्या अर्ध आणि याच्या अर्ध डिस्टन्स हा तुमचा इफेक्टिव्ह स्पॅन होतो. and here the clear span and here the total span is given and end bearings are given, so that end bearings we have to deduct here in this case. Okay. Again one question is there. Whatever I am telling you about effective span, that not getting, one of student asking me. So see, if this is the beam, simply supported beam, so while calculation we have to take effective span. While calculation we have to take effective span. If in examination they have given effective span, then we have to take as it is. If they have given 4 meter effective span, that 4 meter we have to take as it is, L is equal to 4 meter. Okay. Now this is over. Effective span जर तुम्हाला दिला असेल एक्झाम्पल मध्ये, that effective span is L is equal to 4 meter, we have to take as it is. If they have told in examination the only they have told span is equal to suppose 5 meter, so this span is whole span, 5 meter they have given, and in that case they have given bearing, end bearings, like here I have written end bearings. So these end bearings are 75 mm are given. End bearings are 75 mm. So we have to calculate here effective span. So effective span here we have to calculate. So 5 minus this 75 mm and 75 mm we have to deduct. So 2 into this 75 mm we have to deduct. So this is the effective span for this condition. Are you getting now? effective span for this condition is this. And now one more condition is this is your clear span. Clear span, it means inside the support, and this wall thickness is given in examination. Wall thickness is given. So if 230 mm wall thickness is given, now in this case effective span is equal to what? This clear span plus wall thickness by 2 plus wall thickness by 2 means this is the effective span. In this case, center to center between two supports, center to center between two supports is the effective span in this case. And here the end bearings are given, so we have to deduct these two end bearings, then effective span we will get. Are you getting now? There are three possibilities in the examination. The examiner will give directly effective span in the problem statement. If directly effective span given, so L is equal to directly whatever is given. For L is equal to 4 meter, that is effective span. If whole span is given 5 meter and end bearings are given, then end bearings we have to deduct from this span. And third condition, if clear span is given, here clear span 4 meter is given and wall thickness they have given 230 mm, 230 mm. In this case, what you have to do? You have to add this wall thickness by 2 and wall thickness by 2. Here half thickness you have to add and here half thickness you have to add. It means 4 plus 230 by 2 plus 230 by 2. So this is the effective span. So in examination we have to calculate effective span, and if given we have to take as it is. If not given, these two conditions will be there and we have to calculate the effective span. Are you getting now? And so okay, so we will continue now. Okay, now follow the procedure. Step 1. What is step 1? Calculate factored load, comma, bending moment and shear force. So here first we have to calculate factored load. So whether the load given is factored, in the problem statement what they have written? Okay, they have not written this is factored load. So we have to calculate factored load WD. So see, here two types of load are there. Central point load is there. Central point load. And second, so central point load. So first central point load 1.5 into 50. So 75 kilonewton is the factored load for central point load. And next WD is the UDL. So 1.5 into 40. So 60 kilonewton per meter. These are the two loads they have given. One is UDL and another is central point load. So point load is in kilonewton and UDL is in kilonewton per meter. So these are the two factored loads we have calculated. We cannot add these two because this is in kilonewton, this is in kilonewton meter. So we cannot add. We have to factor separately. Then bending moment, calculate bending moment. So here we can add bending moment. So for central point load, what is bending moment? WD L by 4. And for UDL, what is? So here we will write in this way. So bending moment for here central point load plus due to central point load and due to UDL. So here WDL by 4 plus WDL square by 8. So two formulas we have to use and we have to add the bending moment. Okay. So now WD. So first WD we have to take for central point load, that is 75 into L is now 4.850 divided by 4 plus this WD for UDL. So for 60 into L is again 4.850 square divided by 8. So now tell me bending moment in kilonewton meter with addition of these two. Simple. Two examples we have solved. One is on central point load, another is on UDL. So we are here combining UDL plus central point loads. So easy example is there. Just we have to add these two. How much bending moment? Tell me answer. 176.50 or 230. Two students gave me separate answer. Priyanka has given 176.50 and Sonali has given 267.36, which is correct. 267.35 is correct answer. Swapnil again has given 267.36 kilonewton meter is the bending moment. Okay, now calculate shear force. So bending moment is here nothing but MD. So shear force. So shear force is equal to VD is equal to. So shear force due to central point load. Shear force due to central point load and shear force due to UDL. Calculate. This is again WD by 2 plus this is WDL by 2. Correct? The formula for central point load, shear force VD is equal to for central point load VD by 2 and for UDL WD by L. So here WD is 75 by 2 plus here WDL, it means 60 into 4.850 by 2. So tell me this force in kilonewton, shear force in kilonewton VD. 183. Swapnil, correct. Okay. 183 kilonewton. 183 kilonewton. Okay, so here we have calculated the shear force, bending moment and factored load. So now step 2, calculate plastic modulus. Step 2, calculate plastic modulus required. So plastic modulus is ZP. So ZP required is equal to so ZP required is equal to, how to calculate ZP? So ZP is equal to MD into gamma m naught divided by Fy, correct? So here MD is 267.35 into 10 raised to 6 into gamma m naught is 1.1 divided by Fy is 250. So how much ZP required? In mm cube. Tell me answer. 972.18. Is this correct? 972.18. 972.18 into 10 raised to 3 mm cube. Correct. Okay. Okay. So we have to calculate first ZE now for this. So ZE required is equal to, so ZE required is equal to ZP divided by 1.14. So generally for beam we are using I section. If they have told in problem use channel section, then they will give you shape factor for the channel section in examination. Okay, so 972.18 into 10 raised to 3 divided by 1.14. So how much this value into 10 raised to 3 in mm cube? 972.18 divided by 1.14. Tell me fast. Nine 852.79. 852.79 into 10 raised to 3 mm cube. And now select the section. Now select the section. Select I section. Go to steel table. The having Z value is 852.79. 852.79 Z व्हॅल्यू असलेलं सेक्शन चूज करा स्टील टेबल मधून. 852. Which section we can select? 853 पेक्षा 852 पेक्षा जास्त झेडची व्हॅल्यू असलेलं सेक्शन कोणतं आहे? फास्ट. 965 आहे का? ISLB 400. We can take ISLB 400. Okay, ISLB 400. ISWB 350. हाँ प्रियंका, ISWB 350. ISWB 350. हाँ 887. Okay, ISWB 350 also we can take. ISWB 350. So now we will okay, we will take ISWB 350. Please, ISWB 350 having Z value, ZXX value is 887 point 0 into 10 raised to 3 mm cube. Take this because 852 पेक्षा 887 जास्त आहे. Okay, now find H. H is the 350 mm. D or H. Then width of flange, thickness of flange, thickness of web. Find these properties. Then IXX. So thickness of width of flange is 200 mm. Thickness of flange is 11.4 mm, correct? Thickness of web is 8 mm. And IXX, moment of inertia about x-axis, is 1521.7 into 10 raised to 4 mm raised to 4. No, Swapnil, you have ZP 1176. No, ZP is 887. Something from your side. Swapnil, please verify. This is not ZP. You have put here ZP value 1176. The ZP value here I have written. Please see. So these are the properties. Write down.